fuck, that's loud all of a sudden. What the hell happened? Jesus Christ. Why is this suddenly so loud?
Do you want me to die?
I don't understand. This game was always so fucking quiet. What the hell is going on now? Can't say I understand. Yeah, why was it so quiet before? Now it's really loud. It's weird. Weird shit. Well, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. It always used to be very quiet. So what? Yeah, now the game is too loud. What the fuck? I always used to have the HDMI capture at like 150% volume, and now I have to down it to like 60-70%. Or 80 should be fine. It's weird. Really, really weird. Okay, well at least we'll be able to hear the game now. That's good.
Consistency.
I don't know. Like I've had it at 150% for years by now, and it's the first time this has happened. I don't understand why. Okay, right. So
Poor girl.
we did some stuff last time. It's been a while, mostly because I just haven't been streaming much at all. General. So let's see. So many quests. Bonus gift. A melon. Where the fuck do I get melons? Signature dish. Goat meat. I'm not even sure why I'm doing these quests. I don't think they really give me much at all. I guess it's cool to do some stuff, but you know. Return to shopping. Bounty fertilizer. Okay. Sardines. I don't know. I'm not sure if I feel like doing quests today. Or at least right now. So I believe in terms of story we were on our way to the forest to chat with the forest people that sent Popola a very strange message.
When are we going to fight Emil?
Hopefully never. Hey, you actually finally get to hear the music somewhat. That's good. Yeah. Even though that stuff is very loud. Let's see if we can turn on the S effects. There we go. Yes, good. Whoops, I wasn't looking. Motherfucker. Fine, whatever. Just dodge roll over there. Still hating that the minimap doesn't rotate. bad shit. Foggy. Does this remind me?
Sure is quiet here.
Such silence bodes ill. There's trouble on the way. I'm sure of it.
That's what I love about you, Vice. You're such an optimist.
That's cheek.
What does this remind me of, the big tree thing? I think several things. Like Orient the Blind Forest will be one, and Riven maybe, though less so that. Beware! Beware the words! Words? What do you mean? Contagious words. Those who dream. Those who dream. Hold on a moment. There's a strange new sensation in my mind. Weiss's voice rose in a quizzical way. It is not quizzical. What's going on here? The villager's body shuddered as he slowly opened his eyes. Perhaps we should start by asking this man. Who are you? I'm Yukari, this is Weiss. I heard something happened to this village, so we came to see if we could help. The village stared at Yukari and Weiss. If you can speak to me, I must have caught you in my dream. How's that again? The villager explained. In past weeks, a mysterious disease called the Death Dream had spread across the forest of myth. Those who caught it were cursed to fall asleep and live forever within the world of their own dreams. The village mayor had determined that the Death Dream was spread from person to person by spoken words, but before he could learn more, the disease took him as well. Weiss stared at the mayor, his mouth twitching slightly. Now see here, he said. Are you saying that we have been absorbed into your dream? Well, yes, said the mayor. I think you have. Oh, crap, said Yukari. So that means we've caught the Death Dream. Before the mayor could confirm Yukari's suspicion, Weiss exploded with rage. Ridiculous, preposterous, completely unfathomable in every conceivable level. I don't even recall falling asleep. The mayor attempted to take Weiss's complaints in stride. That's just how the Death Dream works, he said, brushing aside the book's remarks. My remarks shall not be brushed aside, fool! And it will behoove you to remember that this world allows me to view all of its narration. The mayor twisted his mouth into an embarrassed grimace and quickly changed the subject to who Yukari had seen and what they had discussed since coming to the village. Something there must have caused you to enter my dream, said the mayor. A certain conversation, a specific word, something. Yukari and Weiss racked their brains but could find no easy solutions. There were simply too many words to consider, too much random chatter, too many meaningless conversations. Criminal Weiss does not engage in meaningless conversations. The mere suggestion that Weiss chose his words carelessly seemed to sting his pride. It does not seem to sting my pride, you bloated gasbag of a narrator. It has demolished it utterly. Irritated, Weiss looked skyward, as if searching for answers in the heavens. I was doing no such thing. Just leave me alone already. The anger created by his harsh words bled over to Yukari like a contagion. Wait, said Yukari suddenly. Did someone just say a contagion? I believe so. What of it? Well, that villager told us to watch out for contagious words, right? The mayor leaned forward with renewed interest, pushing a startled Weiss aside in the process.
Well, he must have said something, right? Asked the mayor. Some specific combination of words. What was it?
It was about dreaming or something that dreams or... what the hell was it?
A sheep?
Sorry. A sheep? Cried Weiss suddenly, blurting out the first thing that popped into his head. The others stared at him for a moment before slowly shaking their heads. After a few more minutes of thought, Yukari's face suddenly lit up. I remember, he said. Those who dream. That's what he said. I'm sure of it. At this, the mayor produced a thick sheaf of papers from his pocket. He flipped through them a few times before finally nodding his approval at Yukari.
That sounds right,
he said, as a stray sheet of paper fluttered to the ground.
My notes also mentioned something about that. I bet it was the last thing you heard before you fell asleep.
The mayor shook his head, his worn pencil stopped tracing lines across a lone piece of paper.
For the last dream, I've done nothing but study the disease we call a death dream,
he said.
I mean, I'm the mayor, right? It's my job to protect people from whatever comes along. But I never expected it.
Fuck, my voice is breaking, sorry.
I never expected
A couple of outside... I can't do this. Fucking hell, my voice is cracking too hard. Never expected a couple of outsiders to start entering people's dreams. The mayor paused, a grimace crossing his face. I should probably be taking notes or something. Weiss immediately fired back. I plot to force a will it takes to research a disease in your dreams, but perhaps we should bend your efforts to escaping this place instead of trying to understand it. The mayor's hand tightened around his pencil, snapping it off at the tip. I've tried to escape. From the very first moment I realized I was locked inside my own dream, I've been looking for a way out, but I don't think it exists. I mean, this is my dream, right? If there was an exit, I'd know about it. He paused for a moment, his unfocused eyes staring at nothing. My village was beautiful, he said, to no one in particular. It was filled with the most wonderful people you could ever hope to meet. But once this disease took hold, things changed. It's like someone took a sponge and soaked all the color out of our lives. I just want us to be whole again, want us to be free. The mayor's voice took on a note of steady determination, and I won't stop trying until it happens. Yukari nodded in agreement. Huh? Wait a second, I didn't nod. Why are you... Look, if we can be of any help, said Yukari, just ask. Now hold on, I did not just say that. Silence! Cried Weiss. Grimoire looked from Yukari to the mayor and back again, his face filling with confidence. Grimoire Weiss's face is always confident, thank you very much. Now see here, Mayor, you told us that nothing can exist in this dream without your knowing of it. But yet you seem surprised to see us when you first arrived, yes? The mayor slowly raised his head, realization dawning on his face. Oh my god, he said. You're right. I had no idea you were coming. The human imagination is a limitless engine, said Weiss, and dreams are the fuel. If you can imagine an exit, then it must be so. With your permission, we shall search it out. Thank you, said the mayor. I don't know how I can repay you. Payment is not required. We're as eager as you to be done with this place. The mayor suddenly felt as if he could breathe again. He'd almost forgotten what it was like. Good luck, you two, he called at the departing forms of Yukari and Weiss. We're all counting on you. As Yukari slowly faded into the misty forest, the mayor was struck by a sense of déjà vu. I saw this man once before, he thought, but where? Yukari's mood darkened as he trudged through the forest. Hours earlier, when the beauty of the place was still a new thing, he'd been confident they could get in, find an exit, and be done in time for dinner. But the deeper they went, the more the forest closed in around him. The mist made it difficult to see more than a foot in any direction, and moss-covered rocks seemed determined to twist his ankle. More than once he had been forced to steady himself on the rough bark of a tree, and his hands now left small trails of blood on everything he touched. Additionally, Weiss was proving to be a spectacularly poor traveling companion. Unhindered by either terrain or physical effort, he spent most of his time urging Yukari to pick up the pace and grumbling about their slow progress. Finally, after Weiss muttered something about legless turtles being more adept at navigating the environment, Yukari snapped. "You know what, Weiss?" he cried. "Go to hell. We're stopping. I need to rest for a few minutes before I throw up. Yukari leaned against a tree and tried to stretch the knots from his back. "How can this stupid forest be so goddamn big?" he muttered to himself. The moment the words tumbled from his mouth, a cacophony of insects sprang to life. As if infuriated by his lack of respect, every imaginable form of buzz, click, and hiss roared out with a volume that rattled his teeth. Yukari slapped his hands over his ears and screamed to be heard. "Weiss, what the hell is going on?" Yukari could see Weiss's mouth moving, but he might as well have been shouting into a tornado. The insect screamed, the forest howled, and then, just as Yukari's ears seemed ready to tear from his head and go running for cover, the sound diminished. Hesitantly, Yukari moved the hands from his left ear and listened to the creatures of the woods. "Chee, chee, chee!" I can't really do these sounds, so... Woo! Things. As the insect symphony dimmed another decibel, Yukari began to detect patterns in the sound. "This isn't random," he thought. "It's not just white noise, it's something else." The insects weren't just calling out, they were asking a question. One with it suffers, two with it is ideal, three with it is dangerous. What is it? My pages, is this a riddle? I guess so. This kind of thing happens a lot in dreams, right? Maybe it's the key to getting out of this place. Then I'll leave it to you to answer. One with it suffers, two with it is ideal, three with it is dangerous. What is it? I don't think either of these are correct. And yeah, I was hoping you would type in the screen, but the delay is too big, I guess. Because a woman doesn't make sense. Why would two people with a woman be ideal? That doesn't sound kosher. Neither does secret. So... how the hell should I know? Weiss's mouth flew open, but before he could say anything, the world suddenly shifted. Things. When Yukari came to, he was once again surrounded by the sounds of insects. The cries of the insects were creating words that he had heard somewhere before. Oh, okay, so it just repeats. Guess a secret? Inwardly furious that Weiss left the toss to him, Yukari sighed and gave the only answer that made sense. It's a secret. Right? The sound of the insect stopped as suddenly as it began. The forest undergrowth parted before Yukari like a rippling wave, opening a new path. "These forest arthropods are making a road for us," said Weiss with glee. Pleased at passing the test, Yukari moved on with new intensity. The path offered his body relief from the undergrowth, but gave even greater cheer to his mind. As long as they were on a path, their journey had a purpose. "I guess the forest has accepted us, huh?" said Yukari after a bit. Weiss spun around to face his companion. "Do not mistake the will of this forest for some happy pet you can suddenly befriend. We have no idea where this path leads." As Weiss finished speaking, the pair turned a corner and found themselves facing a clear forest spring. Smiling, Yukari picked up a small rock and sent it skipping across the surface of the water. Good heavens! friends, said Weiss. His surprise was understandable. Each time the rock struck the surface of the water, a musical note rang out. When the rock finally stopped moving and sank to the bottom of the spring, the ripples it left behind came together to form words. I enter through the window, but I break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? Absurdly easy, barked Weiss. Now answer it. Yukari grit his teeth and tried not to reach out and strangle his companion. He's right after all. This one is pretty easy. Alright. Oh, sunlight. Sunlight. A plume of water suddenly burst from the spring. Sunlight filtered through the trees and reflected off the plume, creating a shimmering rainbow that spanned the entire horizon. In all my years, said Weiss softly, I've never seen such a sight. Perhaps I have misunderstood the intentions of this place. Hey look, cried Yukari, awakening Weiss from his daze. There's a house or something over there. Glancing in the direction of his friend's extended hand, Weiss saw a small cottage nestled among the trees. That's weird, isn't it, Weiss? I mean, who will build a house all the way out here? Yukari walked over and pounded on the door. After a minute of solid banging, the door cracked open, and a small man peered out. His body was cloaked from neck to toe in a large black cape, while his face was obscured by mist. Began Yukari, but before he could get any further, the cloaked man held a hand up and began speaking. I have 4 legs in the morning and 2 at noon, but I end the night with 3. What am I? Yukari tried to ask the cloaked man who he was and what he was doing there, but he simply repeated the question. If we wish to engage this man in conversation, said Weiss, it seems he must answer his riddle. Yeah, I suppose, said Yukari. Well, at least it's an easy one. Oh, man. The mist dissolved from the cloaked figure as he spoke a single word. Correct. With that, the man flung his garment aside, revealing his true identity. You're the mayor, cried Yukari. The small man slowly shook his head. I'm not the mayor you know. Now listen to my words. Long ago, I saw a version of you that was not yourself. You saw what? I'm sorry, I don't understand the thing you just said. It'll all make sense in time. At present, I simply congratulate you on cracking the seal of the Death Dream. Now you must go to the man at the forest entrance. With that, the man turned on his heel and slammed the door behind him. As Yukari watched, mist seeped up from the ground and enveloped the cottage, erasing it from existence. When Yukari and Weiss returned to the forest entrance, they found the mayor leaning against a tree. As soon as he caught sight of the duo, he sprang to his feet and scrambled over to them. Good gravy, he cried. You made it! You actually made it back! His left hand grasped Yukari's and pumped it so fiercely it threatened to dislodge from the socket, while his right seized Weiss by the cover and swung him through the air. Ah, by the heavens! Stop shaking me, fool! Yeah, I've not even told you if you were successful or not. The mayor smiled broadly and shook his head. I'm just happy you're alive. I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Yukari withdrew himself from the mayor's eager handshake with a slight smile. We broke the Death Dream seal, he said. At least, I think we did. The mayor's face beamed as Yukari filled him in on the details. When the tale was done, the 3 of them laid down on the forest ground and fell asleep. Wait a second. That's crazy. Why would we just lay down and go to sleep? It's one hell of a story. Seize your endless paddle and go to sleep, fool. Fighting against the rules of this place is futility itself. Yukari and the mayor obediently reclined atop the grassy earth. Have you forgotten, continued Weiss, it is words that control the Death Dream, words that allow us to move from place to place. No matter how unnatural they seem, the words are absolute. Therefore, if the words tell us to sleep, then sleep we shall. And once we do, the story will continue. With that, the trio found their eyes growing heavy, their breath slowing. is the first time," began the mayor, "the first time I have felt tired since I was in prison here." His words were cut off by a loud, long yawn, and he remembered nothing more. They might have slept for an hour or a year. When they awoke, things had a slightly more real quality to them. The mist felt thicker, the leaves greener. It was clear that they had awakened from their dream. Yukari shook the mayor's shoulder gently. "Good news," he said. "We made it." "Oh wow," said the mayor. "Oh wow," said the mayor in an odd voice. "We did. Back." Blinked once, twice, as though not quite believing the sight before him. "You have no idea how much this means. The death dream had started to spread through our village, and I wanted to... Well, I thought I could figure out how to stop it, but I guess that wasn't the case. I must have caught the disease and become trapped in my own dream." The mayor started to stand, and collapsed back to the earth. He stared at his legs as if trying to remember how they worked. He glanced at Yukari and shrugged. Without a word, the fighter reached down and pulled the mayor to his feet. "Real life may take some getting used to." A wry smile crossed the mayor's lips. "You shall relearn it in short order, I am sure," said Weiss. "For now, you should return to your home and rest." "No," said the mayor, swaying on unsteady feet. "No, I can't. Some of the villagers are still trapped in the death dream. I have to save them." The mayor slowly made his way to the divine tree in the center of the village, then bowed his head and prayed silently. "This is a holy tree," he explained when the prayer was finished. "It's a guardian of our village's history and memories. Superstition will only make our mission harder." "Superstition will only make our mission harder," muttered Weiss. "We should not put our faith in the gods." The mayor shook his head. "Not the gods, the words. Legend says that our tree is home to a powerful magic known as a sealed verse." Yukari and Weiss could not contain their surprise. It seemed the goal had been found in the most unexpected of places. "I say," muttered Weiss, "this is certainly a stroke of luck." As the three of them said their goodbyes, Yukari mentioned the strange man who had given them the third riddle, and the mysterious words he had left them with. "I once saw a version of you that was not yourself," muttered the mayor. "What in the world?" Lost in thought, he stared into space for a long moment. "You know," he said softly, "this is going to sound weird, but I had a feeling I'd seen you before, too." Yukari tried to keep a straight face and failed, but the mayor didn't seem to notice. "Deja vu, right? Anyway, I figure it's just some kind of illusion created by the death dream. Probably doesn't mean anything." Yukari gave the mayor a nod and a smile, but inwardly his thoughts were racing. There's something wrong about the mayor and his words. I wish I understood what the hell was going on here. That riddle would prove to be the most difficult one of all. "Oh, thank you so much. I can finally return to normal life. This is one of the most bizarre diseases I have ever encountered." "I know. That's why I have to help the other villagers no matter what." How about that for a boss fight? For a sealed verse, this didn't take much effort. Yes, all a touch too easy if you ask me. It's almost as if someone was guiding us to this village. You think too much, Weiss. Or maybe not enough.
Well, that was a dream.
Sure was. I gotta say, this game has a lot of interesting ways of mixing up the different stages of the game. So far, literally every dungeon has been almost entirely different in what you had to do to complete it. Dots. This must be another person infected by the death dream. It would appear that way, yes. Gods, please don't tell me you have to go back in there. I'm not good at this mind game crap. Better hit something in the face and be done with it. Perhaps you should spend less time complaining and more time getting on with the mission. Yeah. I breathe air scented with death and resist the urge to laugh, for I know it will sound like the words of a madman. How long have I been in this fresh hell? My box, my prison, is tucked under a stairway in the long unused catacombs of some infinite castle. Outside I hear the sounds of a funeral dirge that seems without end. Light has no place here. Wind is a forgotten friend. I pray for death to come, but he forsakes me. Time passes, and eternity slips by in the single tick of the clock. Someone knocks on my prison. Hey, anyone there? Oh wait, wrong voice, sorry. Hey, anyone there? I hear an unfamiliar voice say. My savior. Claw at the door of my jail, embedding thick splinters under my ragged nails. I scream for help. I laugh, I sob. Surely this is a product of my addled mind. Surely it cannot be true. Help me, I cry. For the love of all the gods, help me. Possibly I hear the sound of a lock being torn out and falling to the floor. As the door slowly creaks open, I have just enough time to see a silver-haired man and a floating book before the light pours inside. My eyes, accustomed to blackness, explode with pain, and I'm forced to turn away. Who are you? I ask, shaking hands covering my face. How have you come to this place? I am Grimoire Wise. This is Yukari. Long have we been searching for you. Now come, stand, we shall awaken from this nightmare together. The one known as Yukari extends his massive hand and pulls me from the cell. Though my eyes are slow to adjust to freedom, my ears are as keen as ever, and they recognize the staccato sounds of heavy rain. I never thought to hear that rain again, I whisper. Would that this were not such a terrible storm, said Grimoire Wise. Look at your feet. I force my eyes open and see water pooling around my feet and lapping at my shins. There's so much of it. Yes, and more comes each moment we delay. If we do not make good our escape, we shall drown in this castle. Know that you're weak, but your only hope to survive this place. Time, that long-forgotten friend, made itself known again. I nodded my head and swore to save my rescuers, no matter the cost. The castle catacombs are a maze, twisting upon themselves like the endless entrails of a giant. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed north. If it's too loud, like if you can't hear my voice well, let me know. Just a quick sound check. Sorry to break the immersion, but I also need to take a drink. So.
It is too loud. The music at least.
Okay. Okay, this should be better. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed north. Oh. Well, alright. At the end of the corridor, I find a row of 20 gorgeous canopied beds resting atop a carpet of velvet. All are covered in a thick layer of dust and cobwebs. Searching for the door to the next room, I come upon a shapeless mass of grey matter. It has been shoved against the side of the wall. Despite my fever, I think I see the outlines of a door just beyond. When I reach out a finger and touch a piece of the mass, it turns to dust and drifts away on the wind. Realization slowly dawns, and I fall to my knees and weep. Corpses. I face a mountain of charred and crumbling corpses. I look from it to the beds and back again until the horror dawns full upon me. Someone has piled these bodies into a tower and set them ablaze. Whether they were alive or dead, I do not know, and sanity will not permit me to consider the proposition further. To make a sound, whether scream or laughter, I cannot be certain. Then my mind grants me a merciful blackness. I find myself opening the door and leaving that most terrible of rooms. squint down the dim corridors and proceed east. And... oh my god. Further north. At the end of the path, the waters rise to my waist, exhausting me both physically and spiritually. Pray that this is the way out. Eventually, I can stand the sight of the waters no longer, so turn my eyes upwards. I imagine my surprise when I see a series of paintings hanging on the faded plaster wall. Each depicts a person in the prime of life, clad in clothing of the highest quality. The styles, however, were strange to me, leading me to believe that these people had lived long, long ago. One subject wears an outfit that particularly catches my eye. It is constructed of a thin, breezy cloth, and decorated with a motif of flowers and birds, while encircling the figure's waist is a leather belt of the most perfect construction. It is a stunning costume, even by modern standards. As I gaze at the portrait, I am struck by a desire to touch it with my own hands. Yet, as I extend a single finger to the painting, I am gripped by a most unpleasant feeling. Staring closely at the image, I see it bend and warp into the shape of another finger. Something behind the picture is pointing at me. Is another prisoner, a fellow inmate trapped for eternity in this place? I cannot let it pass, and so I seize the portrait with both hands and throw it into the water. The wall is hollow behind the painting, and inside I can just make out a body. Whether or not this is a prisoner, there would be no rescue. This poor soul is long dead. Scraps of clothing lie on the floor around the bones. Only a small amount of the fabric has survived, but it features the same delicate designs that were depicted on the portrait. I've been admiring a row of corpses, blocked from view by portraits of each victim at their pinnacle. Enough! Shielding my eyes, I paddle forward through the water, squint down the dim corridors, and proceed south. Let's go east this time. At the end of the path, I find myself in a great hall with only the sounds of rain for comfort. The waterlogged red carpet squishes beneath my feet as I approach the center of the room. Once there, I behold a beautiful dining table upon which rests china and silver of the finest construction, as well as the remains of a fantastic feast. As my eyes continue to adjust, I see many chairs surrounding the table, each holding a dinner gift. Noticing movement, I approach the chair at the table's head, but as the truth of the matter dawns on me, I recoil in horror. The host of the feast is a corpse, as are all the invited guests. An army of foul, wriggling insects have made homes in the remains, and this is the movement I saw. This once splendid feast was now nothing more than a requiem for the damned. I take a moment to steady my shaking hands, slowly back away from the table. Desperate to lose sight of the abomination before me, my gaze lands on the chairs upon which the dead were seated. This is a mistake, for the chairs prove to be even more terrible than the feast itself. Each one is covered in a layer of spikes that run from the seat, up the back, and down the arms. This explains the color of the carpet beneath my feet. I can only pray that the unfortunate diners were dead when the meal began. For if not, it is a simple task to envision the agonized screams that must have sprung forth from their mouths. My mind grasps frantically at the possibility that these souls had committed some terrible crime for which this was punishment. Though in truth I suspect that they had committed no crime at all. There would be no tomorrow for these unfortunates. This was their last supper. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed north. Against all hope, we make it to the front door. "Break it down," someone cries, so I give myself to the effort. In tandem with Yukari and Grimoire Weiss, I slam my body against the thick, sturdy door. In the third try, it gives way, and we find ourselves sprawled in front of the castle. The storm is in retreat. Clouds above are still dark and foreboding, but to the west I can see a thin shimmer of sunlight trying to break through. "How can I thank you?" I cry as the tears join the rain on my cheeks. "I would surely have died in there." Looking down, I suddenly notice that my dress is in tatters and sheepishly try to cover my exposed skin. "Your dress?" asks Weiss. "And you're a woman, madam?" "Yes, I am." I proffer the two a smile. I suppose that comes as something of a surprise, seeing as how I exist only in the form of words. I can see that the one known as Yukari is disappointed that the torn dress will be given no further description, but he hides it well. With a nod and a shrug, the three of us set forth to our awakening. But behind us, an awakening of another kind is taking place. Black smoke fills the abandoned castle, providing the countless damned souls inside with the final shroud. After a moment, the castle's windows shatter with a mighty roar. A fresh breeze blows through the hallways and corridors, clearing the smoke away for good. As we watch in awe, uncountable black shadows slowly flicker to life, crossing to and fro in front of the broken windows. The castle's dead have awakened to their new life as shades. You have anything to say about that? Hopefully there will be no labyrinth next time. I hear you. Guess I can't talk to her? Okay. And another victim. This work certainly is trying. I'm really glad I happened to buy a bottle of iced tea before the stream.
These people seem tired.
Because this is, yeah, my throat is not happy. I'm surprised, Weiss. Your book, all this word stuff, should be right up your alley. Yes, quite. Well, enough chatter. Let's be off. A colony of massive sculptures was visible in the distance, their tall forms scraping against the sky. Weiss and Yukari had never seen such a sight, and their eyes widened as they tried to take it in. Hey Weiss, keep walking, but those things don't get any closer. I don't get it. Are they really that big? Fucking shit. As Weiss considered his answer, the sun beat down on them with renewed ferocity. Perhaps they are some manner of mirage, he said. Under this heat, a mirage or two would hardly be an unexpected sight. Yukari nodded and wiped the sweat off his brow, leaving a trail of sand in its place. He thought he'd never been so thirsty. The ancient road on which they walked was black and cracked with age. Here and there, thin wisps of grass pushed up through the rocky surface, as if defying those who had laid this material down over their home. The heat reflecting from the road made Yukari lightheaded. Suddenly, he dropped to his knees and slammed his hand against the black surface. God damn it, he said. Is this some kind of joke? I'm not laughing. The complaining had already begun. Weiss tried not to let his eyes roll too much. A joke, he said. No joke. This road leads to the city of art. Perhaps the path itself is simply some manner of grand artistic work. Oh, come on, that's bullshit and you know it. Possibly, but thinking of it in this way might make it easier for you to bear. Yukari glanced at Weiss's grinning face, cursed silently to himself, and resumed walking. As time passed, Yukari's feet grew more painful, and his throat drier than he thought possible. He tried not to look further than the next step ahead, because the bright sunlight made him hesitant to trust his own senses. We are definitely getting closer, said Weiss in an effort to cheer his companion. Yes, this much is certain. Encouraged, Yukari lifted his gaze. Suddenly, he stopped walking, choosing instead to stand in the middle of the road with his mouth and eyes wide open and his finger pointing in the distance. Water, he cried. It's water. Water? Asked Weiss. Preposterous. I don't see any water. It's right there, idiot. Can't you see it? Look, the sun is reflecting of it. Without waiting for a response, Yukari sprang to life and bounded towards the sight. What in the... There was no water. There was nothing but sand in every direction. Yukari closed his eyes and sighed as Weiss floated up behind him, chuckling softly. I believe this is known as a mirage. Many a desert traveler has spoken of such things. Yukari shook his head, bewildered. Suddenly he pointed off in the distance, his eyes wide open once more. Wait, there it is. I just missed it. Look, it's right there. Yukari sprinted off again, leaving Weiss with no choice but to follow. After a few minutes of running, Yukari came to a halt. I could have sworn it was right around here. Confused, he put his hands up to his eyes and rubbed them vigorously. Soon as he stopped, he noticed a blue, shimmering pool of clear water just above the next rise. With a shout, he bounded off in search for it. The chase continued for nearly an hour, until an exasperated Weiss finally floated up to Yukari and struck him in the face with his cover. You damn blithering idiot! Stop this at once! There is no water here! Yukari's face clouded. There isn't. There is not, and perhaps next time you'll listen to me when I tell you as much. Weiss paused for a moment, then continued speaking in a slightly kinder tone. However, I suppose this mad chase was not altogether wasted. Seems we have arrived in the city of art. Yukari looked up. Stretched out before him was a row of impossibly tall sculptures. Their journey was at an end. They're huge, cried Yukari, completely forgetting the heat and pain of the past few hours. I've never seen anything so big. Each sculpture was formed from roughly the same shape, a tall rectangle that stretched up towards the sky, but that is where the similarities ended. Most were covered with panes of glass that reflected the light in 1,000 directions, while others seemed to be nothing but frames of steel. Some had tall spires on their tops, while others possessed triangular caps. What kind of city is this? Said Yukari. Where are the people? Where are the houses? Perhaps the land is intended exclusively for artistic use. The debate continued as they made their way through the city. Miracles of artistry were everywhere. Great iron crates with wheels sat silent on steel rails. Beautifully carved works with lights of red, amber, and green dangled over every street. As they moved away from the massive sculptures, they found a great array of smaller ones. Some were covered in glass or brick, but many were composed of materials they had never before encountered. The sheer variety of colors and styles was staggering. Unable to find a theme or a purpose to the abstract works around them, Yukari and Weiss eventually fell silent. On the outskirts of the city, they discovered 3 sculptures in the shape of humans. Yukari uttered a sigh of relief as he approached them. Finally, it's getting tired of modern art. The 3 statues were indistinguishable except for a single word chiseled into their right arms. One read Alpha, one read Beta, and the final one read Gamma. As Yukari moved to touch the nearest statue, a bird flew from the top of one of the sculptures. Alighting on the statue's shoulder, it emitted a brief, beautiful song that took the form of words. Only one form is real, the others are false. The real form will always speak the truth. The false ones will only speak lies. With that, the bird departed. As if on cue, the 3 statues shuddered to life, acquiring color and form as they began to breathe. Hey, look at that, said Yukari. You're alive. The triplets bowed low before Yukari. Please, said Alpha. You have to get me out of this nightmare. I'm real. Stop lying, said Beta. He turned to Yukari and threw his hands in the air. Alpha's a fake, you know. I'm the real one. What a load of crap, said Gamma. Beta is a fake. Everyone knows I'm the only real one around here. The respective pleas given, the 3 statues returned to their frozen state. Silence once again enveloped the city. So... Beta must be the right one. Right? Beta is the true one. Because if Beta was fake, then Alpha would have to be true. Right?
I'm guessing Beta.
Yeah, and then Gamma would also be wrong, which would mean that Beta would be true, so that can't be right. Yeah, so it would have to be Beta. When you consider all of the statements, only one of them could be the real thing, said Weiss. Yukari furrowed his eyebrows and considered his answer.
Beta, I think you're the fake hedgehog around here.
The real one is Beta. Though Yukari's voice betrayed a notable lack of confidence, he was relieved to see Weiss nodding at him. If Alpha were telling the truth, began Weiss in the dry tones of a lecture, Beta and Gamma would be fakes. But in that case, Gamma's claim that Beta is fake would be the truth, even though Gamma is a liar. Therefore, that theory crumbles. Now let us presume that Gamma spoke the truth. That makes Alpha and Beta liars. In this situation, however, Beta is calling Alpha a liar, which would leave us with two statues telling the truth. Finally, let us assume that Beta is telling the truth. If so, Alpha and Gamma's lies would make sense. Therefore, Beta must be real. As Weiss finished his explanation, Alpha and Gamma crumbled soundlessly into dust, while Beta sprang to life once more. Congratulations, villagers, said Weiss in a cheerful voice. Time to awaken has arrived. Thank you for saving me, cried the villager. He dropped to his knees and bowed his head as low as it could go before an uncomfortable Yukari pulled him to his feet. Why did you have a dream like this? Asked Weiss. Have you been to this city before? The villager slowly looked around at the bizarre objects and sculptures that dotted the landscape and shook his head. I don't think so. I mean, it's impossible, right? There's no way I could have ever been to a place like this. But at the same time, I feel like I've seen it before. Deja vu, muttered Yukari. It's just like that damn mayor. The vague sense of unease that struck Yukari during the mayor stream spread once more through his mind. Okay, that was terrible. I am positive I've seen that place before. Stop. I get enough foreboding crap from everyone else in my life. When you start too. Okay, there. All the villagers can wake up, right? Yes, if the mayor's assumption was correct. I think I have enough wordplay to last a lifetime, thank you very much. Yeah, I hear you. Oh, let's go see the mayor. Actually, I could have done with more. It wasn't so bad. I enjoyed that quite a bit. My throat is dry as fuck, but... could have done with more.
Hello.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Here, I have something for you. One-handed sword faith. Holy crap. I can really have this? Of course. It's apparently a weapon of some renown, but we have little use for it. Well, we appreciate it. Thank you again for everything. I simply cannot bear another of these infernal conversations. Let us save it for another time.
Backstory.
Oh, okay, there's more. Cool. Ah, hello again. You know, I've been trying to figure out a way to thank you for saving me, and I think I've got it. We're going to put up a statue of you. It will be 10 feet high and made of pure gold. I know you don't own a horse, but I think we'll put you on one anyway. Horses just make people look more heroic, you know? How's that? You don't want a statue? Oh, I thought you'd really enjoy it. Regardless, thanks to your tireless efforts, our village is at peace once more. And at peace. That's a little agriculture joke right there. Anyway, I've been thinking about other things beside bad jokes and statues. I've also decided that we need to start holding the village festival again. We used to have it every year, but the last mayor thought it was old-fashioned or something and he killed it. But since I'm the mayor, I can start it up again. It's not abusing my power or anything, is it? What's that? You want to hear about the festival? Well, the official name is the Feast of the 3 Days. call it that because everyone sits around a huge table and eats for 3 days straight. No sleeping allowed. That sounds terrible. And we hold it on the foggiest days of the year, so it's hard to tell what you're eating. Some of the dishes are delicious, but some are really rare, and, well, there's some weird stuff in them. Let's leave it at that. Anyway, you'd be pretty surprised what you can eat when you haven't slept for a couple of days. I'll make sure that a room is prepared for you so you can be the guest of on... What? Can't come? You have to wash your hair? Oh. Alright. Well, I guess that's understandable. What with the adventuring and all. Truthfully, I think this town needs more group bonding activities like that. It'll help us get to know each other and also promote unity in times of crisis and so forth. Wise coughed loudly. How much longer must we bear the insufferable flapping of this fool's gums? You whispered to Yukari. I'll let him talk. He just woke up. Guy probably has a lot on his mind. Wise sighed. This must be what Popola meant by bright and talkative. Is there more? Oh, okay. Oh, it's you. Can I talk to you for a minute? Here, over here. These are my neighbors. Was just telling them about the dream I had. You know, the one you rescued me from? They don't believe me. They say I'm making the whole thing up. Who could invent something like that? I remember the darkness. I remember the screams. Listen, you have to back me up here. They think I'm crazy. They need to understand. Tell them how you pulled me out of that cell and there was water everywhere, and how it was rising so quickly. Part of me was convinced you had rescued me only to let me drown, you know? I don't want to drown. People talk about how it's peaceful, but I think they're lying. And tell them about the bodies. The bodies, oh gods. There were so many of them. It was the room with the beds and the corpses like pieces of charcoal. I kept thinking about the fire and how it must have been. But then I don't want to remember it anymore, so I think about the wine. Only it wasn't wine, it was blood, and it was still warm. Sometimes I can still smell it. I'll be eating a piece of pie or something, and all that I can smell is the warm blood mixing with the rising water. It's hard to eat now. When I see a table, I think about the feast and the guests, and how the carpet squished beneath my feet when I walked. I don't know, it's weird. The pictures are maybe the worst. I keep wondering if they knew they were going to die, and how they could sit still knowing that each stroke of the brush is a step closer to death. I think about stuff like that a lot now. Actually, I have a hard time thinking about anything else. I don't sleep much. Sleep is hard. I see such terrible things when I close my eyes. Anyway, I was hoping you could tell my neighbors so they'd... Huh? Where did they go? I left a while ago, said Yukari quietly. Doubtless they find your dream a bit disturbing, said Weiss. Perhaps you could find something else to talk about with them, such as the weather or the kittens. The villager smiled softly at Yukari, but the smile soon faded from her face. As the two of them slowly backed away, they could see tears beginning to fall from the corners of her eyes. Oh hey, it's you, the guy who saved me from that crazy city. It's great to talk to you again. You're my hero, you know that? Oh, come on, don't be shy, it's alright. The mayor even said we're going to build you a statue and everything. You've been traveling the world, good for you. Travel is the key to happiness, you know? Getting out in the world, meeting your fellow humans face to face, really changes the way you see things. I think change like that will be vital in the new world that's coming. How's that? Me? Nah, I've never traveled. Never left this village, to tell you the truth. Still, I'd like to get out someday. I think our world is dying. Seriously, think about it. You've got the black scrawl, the shades, mysterious illnesses like the death dream. It's like something is trying to give us a warning. In fact, I'm sure this is a warning. You need to change your ways before it's too late. I'd like to help change the world, but I'm just a simple villager. Not like you guys. On the front lines and everything, rushing in with swords and magic spells and stuff like that. Hey, I know. Maybe we can join forces and change the world together. I mean, with your experience and talent and my... well, whatever I have. Anyway, I think we could really make a difference. This world needs a leader. Someone who can unite the people in the common purpose. Probably have to be kind of tough, though, too. I mean, this isn't a world that appreciates calm discussion, you know? You also need to be smart and have the ability to look down the road and think about what's best for the future. Bet you'd be perfect. What do you say? Huh? You think I should do it? Oh, no, that's not... I mean, thanks and everything, but no thanks. I'm not a public limelight kind of guy. I'd rather hang around the background and help from there, you know? Like an advisor or a puppet master or whatever they're called. Actually, I think I'd be pretty good at that. Ikarian Weiss left before the villager could hand them a copy of his pamphlet, 10 Simple Ways to Save the World. As they walked, Weiss pondered openly about the man. I suppose he is what they call an armchair general. I have no idea whether my voice acting comes through a lot, through at all, because like whenever the weird thing is, like, whenever I perform the voice acting myself, I feel like I'm putting a lot of emphasis on things, but then when I ever listen to myself
Very well.
on recording, I feel like there's absolutely no difference. So I don't know what's going on there, but at least, you know, I'm trying, so who knows. That's the way your perception of your own voice in your head is different from when it's recorded and played back is very, very strange. Not just in the accent, but also in like how the intonation and everything changes. So, how was the village? It was truly magnificent. There are no words, really. Huh, neat. Let's go back to Popola. She'll probably want to know what's going on in
Stop
there.
vibrating.
Yeah, no, but like, I can understand that affecting pitch and stuff, but I don't understand how it affects like intonation and like how it can completely change how clear something sounds to you. It seems a bit the contrast between the two seems very stark, so not a fan of how little you can control this thing during dashing. But yeah, this has been my favorite dungeon, because I didn't need to fight.
It is quite visual novel-y.
Yeah, I feel like, okay, there's two things that make this work as opposed to other things. One is that it is like it's an exception rather than the rule, and the other is that the writing is actually good. At multiple points throughout the reading of this, I wanted to mention how impressed I was at the fact that this is, you know, it's translated. It's translated really well to the point where you don't notice that this was written in a language that was not English. Especially like Japanese. There's a lot of... This is another thing like I noticed while I was reading comics recently. Like, I read one that was very well translated, and then I read another one that was like fan translated, and it was so fucking bad. It was like, it wasn't, the grammar wasn't, like, it wasn't that the grammar was bad or something, or that they misspelled things or what, but you can really feel when someone doesn't know how to localize something properly, and they try to retain too much of the original language, like the fucking like if certain terms that you just wouldn't use but they appear in the dictionary, you know. Translating good is very difficult. Anyway, a death dream is such a strange illness. I'm so happy you saved those people. Yeah, dealing with all those words was a pain in the ass. Even I, with my natural love for words, have no desire to visit that place ever again. You guys did well. Okay. Ah, Yukari. Huh? I almost forgot. Yona was looking for you. Oh? She said she needed something from you. Time to go play daddy for a bit, huh? Yeah, I guess so. Thanks, Popola. Anyway. Our boy Yokotaro is a good writer. This is just a rumor, I know, but supposedly, I have no idea whether this is factual or not, but supposedly the only reason he has a job in the game industry is because he was drinking buddy with like a higher up in Square Enix and got hired that way. So, fun. Do we have any mail? Oh, hey. Dear Dad, today was awesome. Popola made this huge cake that was really yummy. Everyone in the village has been wishing me happy birthday. It's fun. I feel like a princess or something. I don't feel sick at all today. In fact, I almost forgot I had this disease. So maybe you can forget about it too and come back home now? Spirit drop. Also, I forgot to check out our new sword. Let's see here. Weapons. Place. Massive upgrade.
Oh!
Dad, yay! Popola said you needed something. Yeah, I need a favor. What is it? Yuna, can't help it if you don't tell me. Yeah, I guess. Yona, please, out with it. I need you to help my friend. Your friend? I have a friend and he sent me a letter and I need you to help. Someone wrote you a letter? A pen pal? How delightful. So, who is this friend?
Spit it out.
Well, he's kinda... It's a guy. Yes, and he's sick and in a whole lot of trouble. I know that you and Wysie are the only ones who can help him. Wysie? Tell me about this guy. Lives in this really big house down the south, and he's super nice, and he's my friend. You have to help him, Dad, please? Yona, listen. Please? Great. Now what do I do? Okay, I'll see if I can help. Yay. Thank you, Dad. Thank you. Alright. I'm sure he'll still be alive. Great. My kid's got a boyfriend. You should tread with caution. This lad may be your future son-in-law. Weiss, we're not discussing this. A little overprotective daddy-o. Also, I need to go piss for a bit, so I'll be right back.
Finally, we will meet our boy.
Can't believe you guys didn't use that time to take a piece clip that we have for exactly this reason.
Let's go arrange a marriage.
Really shameful. Where the fuck am I going? This fucking map is the worst thing. This way, okay. Please never implement maps that mini-maps that don't turn with the direction you're looking. Thank you very much. Speaking of implementing things, I don't know why, but progress on the game has slowed down very much. On my own game, I mean, because I have just not been feeling like it, and I don't know why that is. It's really bothersome. Because I want to fucking work in this game, but can't seem to find the motivation to actually get work done. Bizarre, isn't it? Wait, where am I going? Fuck you, dude. No. Wait, it's not here?
Wait for the inspiration like a proper artist.
How can these beasts let us dispatch them without complaint? And what would make them appear in this area in the first place? It is hardly what one would call especially fertile ground.
Oh, hey, now we get to go to this place. Good. Spoiled time. Wait, what happened there? I don't understand what's going on. What? What the fuck happened? Please, game, it's not great if you interrupt combat with bullshit like this all the time.
Stop dying.
Oh no, it's... Oh, I'm poisoned. That would explain some things. Thanks. Now, if you know this is NieR and you hear talk of a good boy, you know what time it is?
We've been waiting for you. Please, right this way.
Nice mansion, by the way.
It's our boy, Yoko Taro.
No. You think about this, Tiny.
Let's fight Emil.
Just wants to leave. Okay. Stop Naruto running, Kaine. You're embarrassing me. This feels like fucking Resident Evil.
Please, wait here.
Okay.
Waiting's a bitch. Just let me know if any shades show up, okay?
Well, we've come this far. I suppose we can't turn back now.
This boyfriend better be
Hope
worth
there
it.
will be no tyrants.
I guess she's just going to sleep.
I don't get how she can sleep at a time like this.
She must have nerves of pure steel.
Why is this fucking enunciations are so good? Yeah, this is very, very Resident Evil-y. Or Silent Hilly as well.
I don't like this one bit.
You sound scared, Vice.
Oh hey, who's this guy? Never seen that portrait before in my life.
Now, why don't we head back?
Maybe. Maybe.
Those
Keyhole
look like
Mock
nice
Noob.
people. Maybe.
Darkness and moon, huh? Oh my god.
Where'd Kaine go?
I knew this was a terrible idea. Haunted manors and the like. Oh, I just no one ever listened to me.
Help! Somebody get me out of here!
Out of where?
I bet Wesker is behind this.
Fucking Umbrella Corporation.
The picture has changed.
Neat. Sick picture, bro. Nice horns, man. Yes. Cool Photoshop. Nice statue, but the expression seems kind of pained. Yes, come now, brave faces, onward and upward, eh? Why is he fucking throwing a... Was that called a hatchet? This guy's trying to arrow this lady or the kid or something? Okay. Maybe Civil War or something. More tutorialinos. Have you ever found a tutorial in a box? Happens every day for me. I had made this game, I would have added this like an extra corridor there, or like made the corridor the other way around,
NieR has a nice jog.
just to add like an extra amount of
They
creep
crawl from.
to everything. Man, this place is annoying. Star. And we had another thing there. For sun, I believe? I'm not... Ah, fuck you. That's cheating. Piss off. Silk.
You're an adult. Male. Maybe 40?
Who are you, kid?
There he is!
You got all that from my footsteps?
It's not hard once you know how.
And I suppose I should tell you about my friend Vice.
I only heard one set of footsteps.
Grimoire Weiss does not strut about like a common land mammal. But enough of this introductory chatter. Let us hear your tale.
My name is Emile. I'm the master of this manor.
You the kid who sent a letter to my little girl?
Letter? I don't know anything about a letter.
No, of course not. Such a thing would be far too simple.
No, stay back.
Huh?
I'm sorry. It's my eyes. Anything I look at gets turned to stone.
Well, shit.
That's why I live with this blindfold.
What a remarkable skill. I have never heard of such a thing.
Anyway,
Now I know why everything is black and white.
Butler might know more about the letter you received. My key can unlock any door in the manor, so if you want to follow me...
That's all right. We can get around.
Is
on
that
our own.
why everything here is so grey?
Oh. Well,
No.
Okay. Here's the key. The butler's quarters are at the far end of the manor. Let me give you a map. It's a big place, and I don't want you to get lost.
Thanks, kiddo. The camera changes.
The butler's quarters are at...
Think we should look for Kaine?
Leave her. That woman is capable enough on her own.
True enough.
So we've gone through here.
I wonder what kind of stone. Can they be different types of rock? What affects that?
Somebody. Anybody.
I know the butler was there, but I want to check these rooms first.
Whoa!
Shades!
Oh shit. Ah, this sucks.
Whoa!
Oh, it doesn't overfall. Overfill. Fuck. Words. Like. Huh? There's another one? This is the second butler. Who was the other guy? Probably fake in that case. What's that? A butler, or at least a remarkable likeness of one.
I knew this was a trap. Curse my brilliant intuition.
Okay.
Is that another one? It moves!
What's the matter?
Sir?
Yes, this is my butler. He helps me out around the manor. He's a good man at heart, but a bit inflexible. Almost like a statue.
Yes, and I do apologize for that, Master Emile.
I doubt he's even human.
Look, someone sent a letter to my daughter.
Yes, I wrote the letter. Please forgive my impertinence in sending it. As you may know, Master Emile, deeply pained by his eyes, has shut himself away from the world. He suffers greatly behind that blindfold, and I feel it is my duty to help however I can. I heard tale of your courageous exploits, and so I sent a letter under Master Emile's name. But I received a response from one Miss Yona instead.
So you wrote the letter?
I did, sir. My letter merely requested that you come to the manor. I meant no ill intent.
I believe Yona saw the exchange somewhat differently.
She's just a kid. She probably didn't understand what was going on.
Regardless, I am quite pleased to see you here. Long have I dreamed of the day when we could cure Master Emile's eyes.
I think you want a doctor. I'm just a big guy who kills things.
Couldn't have said it any better myself. Well, off we go then.
Please, we're so close. The cure for Master Emile's condition is located in this very manor.
So why don't you just go get it?
The location of the cure has become a den for those abominable shades, and I lack the skill to combat them. I beg of you, defeat these shades and restore Master Emile's sight.
You know this is an impossible task. Why would you ask it of our guests?
Well, we've no more time to waste.
We'll do it.
We will.
The more shades we kill, the better Yona's chances. Plus, we have to find Kaine anyway.
1,000 thank yous. I owe you a debt that can never be repaid.
I know it's a lot to ask. I'm sorry. At least I can petrify your enemies. That's gotta be some help, right?
Oh, you're tagging along now?
Sorry.
Okay.
My butler thinks so much of me. But for him to make such outlandish requests... I'm coming with you. It's unfair to let you go on your own. And besides, it might be fun to put my eyes to good use for once.
How do you go? Oh, okay. Alright. Yes, yeah.
Try not to hit the kid.
Okay, I can't tell him when to petrify things, he just does it.
I wonder if he will become a skeleton.
Actually, I wonder about the courtyard. Okay, no reaction. Disappointing. Alright. Blade of Treachery. Man, the Dark Hand is so fucking good. Okay, so this is nothing. It's locked. Alright. Oh, okay. Why can't I dodge roll? I can't do the dodge roll anymore, that's really annoying. Like I'm pressing the button, but it's just not doing anything. Very strange.
Install the dodge module.
I guess it's because I'm inside and it's in the special mode.
This is it. We should find the cure somewhere nearby.
I do not like anything about this place.
A book. Let's read it.
Oh, great. Why does every book I meet have a bad attitude?
Oh, aren't we clever? As if any mere tome could compare to the wonderment that is Grimoire Vice.
Oh, okay. Only physical attacks.
Petrification is a fearsome power indeed. How many pages does this infernal book possess?
It's gotta be running low by now.
Come on!
Is this bastard ever gonna stop?
God damn it.
Those pages are sharp. Don't get a paper cut.
Get up! Fucking Christ. Guess I can, like, stand behind the meal. Ah, come on! Suck my chode. fucking ridiculous. Come on. Stop moving around, Emil. Please. What are you just strolling around for, dude? There we go.
Oh no, I can't petrify it.
There she is.
Kaine!
And where have you been?
Lost. Where have you been?
Getting our asses handed to us by a floating dictionary.
Those strangers beyond measure.
So what's the plan then?
I am an arcane text, not a manual of combat. You're supposed to deal with such
Okay, so
matters.
now magical attacks are.
You guys run! I'll hold it off while you escape!
Who's this guy?
That's Emil. He's the kid that runs this.
Fuck! This book is a real asshole!
Yeah, I should have warned you about that, Emil.
There we go.
Weiss, this is it.
Annulling a petrification curse. Ah.
Yeah.
Oh no! This passage is written in some kind of code. We went through all this trouble to find it, and now...
Oh look, Jeeves is back.
Please allow me to handle this, Master Emil. I shall put all of my efforts into deconstructing this cipher. No matter how long it takes, I will not fail.
Sebastian.
Ah, so the servant has a name after all.
Cipher?
Emil, listen to me.
Listen, my outfit is really terrible.
Yes? What is it?
Your eyes are not a sin. Don't ever be ashamed of them. They're part of you, a vital part of you. Do you understand?
You gotta see to believe it.
voodoo magic.
What?
See you around, boy.
Shade? How did you...
This arm, this creature, it's me. I thought I'd need it only until I found my vengeance. And once that happened, I figured it was all over. But there's a reason I'm alive, that my arm is alive. And there's a reason for your eyes, too.
Kaine.
Oh, we'll see that reason, alright.
But listen, if this shade should ever...
No! Kaine. Kaine, I promise I'll never give up. But you can't give up either.
Well, we're off.
Bye!
Listen, Yona's sick, and she doesn't have a lot of friends. If you could send more letters, I'm sure she'd appreciate it.
I would be delighted, sir.
Bye, everyone. Thank
She
you.
told
Hang
him
in
the
there.
truth about 911.
Next time we meet, perhaps I'll be able to look you in the eye.
I saw you exchanged words with that Emil lad earlier. Hopefully it was nothing inappropriate for a young man of his age. Speak the truth, hussy!
Book? Shut up.
Yeah, cram it, Vice. Hands on all the sealed verses now.
And now all that remains is to find this grimoire noir.
Didn't we just
We'll
destroy it?
find him. I know we will.
That fucking that Vice made, holy oh god. Anyway, rest assured that was not the loss we saw of our good boy Emil. We'll be back there at some point, and it's gonna be great.
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
I don't understand why not more video games like let you set a setting to skip all cutscenes instead of this prompt to skip cutscenes every time. Seems like a much better idea.
You better not steal from Emil this time.
Yona, come. You need your rest.
I'm sorry.
It won't be long, Yona. I have all of the sealed verses. Now, I just need to find Grimoire Noir.
It sounds dangerous. Will you be okay?
Don't worry about me.
Are you gonna make me better? Is my cough gonna go away?
Yona?
Dad, don't hate me for this. Okay?
What are you talking about?
It's just... I don't want you to hate me because of this disease.
A father could never hate his daughter. I'll see if Popola has more medicine.
I'm sorry I cough all the time, Dad. Jeez, kid.
Yona doesn't have the strength to fight this disease.
We must find Grimoire Noir at once. Only this can save her.
Popola. Her cough is getting worse.
Oh, that's not good.
I need more medicine. Please.
The thing is, I actually just ran out. I hate to ask this, but can you get me some vapor moss? You'll find it growing near the southern gate.
You said vapor moss, right? I'll be right back.
Don't have that. So man, I need to get 2 medicinal herbs from the middle place. Sure.
Oh!
Okay. You can just buy them at the shop, you know. Okay, I guess I don't have that stuff. Alright, in any case, I figure we're gonna call it here. And next time, we're gonna see if we can get some medicine for Yuna. But yeah, good progress today.